You have become a blessing to other young men now, Ben, showing that it's not right to just end life, it's to use your life to the fullest for the benefit of yourself and for others as well. And you've started off on a journey to look at uh, the most troubled young men in society and trying to give them hope. How did that come about?
Yeah, after that experience, and there's been multiple experiences, and I don't have time to. I know we don't have time to go through my whole story, but I guess I went on a journey of discovering my potential and learning that I don't have to be who my crowd tells me to be. I didn't. Life did not need to be um, contained to just what my peers think of me, or me trying to live up to my peers' expectations, or trying to fit in. And so I began on a journey of trying to discover myself. Who am I? What is my purpose? And I began to realize that I had a lot of gifts and a lot of abilities. One of it was music. From a very young age, I've been blessed to be involved in music. My mom gave me a keyboard when I was about 5 years old. My parents, by the way, my parents can't play the keyboard if they wanted to save their lives, dependent on it. But they gave me a keyboard, and I just started, messing around with it. Eventually, developed a passion. So over the years, my parents have invested in music lessons for me, and that has been ongoing. And so while I was struggling with drugs, I was grateful that I had something that I could say, oh, this is something that I am actually good at. One of it was music, amongst other things. But I think the more I realized that I was wasting my time with drugs, I had to turn to something that I could actually, that could be beneficial for me. And so I came through university. I did a degree in mathematics and software engineering. The other thing that I was good at was math. So I thought, maybe do a degree in mathematics, even though I wanted to be a pilot. But all these different experiences, me trying out different things that I was good at, I thought I was good at. And then I came to a place where I felt, again, God highlighting to me, you're trying to be the software engineer, because at that time, back in 2008, I was in university, 2007. Software was the thing. So I thought that was the path, because there was money in it and I could develop and be successful in that field. But I realized I wasn't satisfied with being a software engineer. I couldn't see myself being a professor in mathematics. And then somehow I found myself looking back at the music gift that I had. And so it was then that I made the decision that I was going to leave that degree behind and pursue music. And that's why I pursued music. And I was blessed to go to Berkeley in Boston, and be part of the school there. And it was like a kid in a candy store getting to learn what you love. I didn't know learning could be that enjoyable. For me, it wasn't learning, it was having fun. And so I realized that, these were things that I was good at. And the more I got into it, the less I wanted to do these other things. And so that's been a journey for me not only getting over the drugs, but actually becoming, who God called me to be, and developing something for myself. And so with that, and I came back to Fiji, I was able to start the creative arts school and get involved in music in different ways and helping different people in the music industry and so forth.
Of course, you're part of the Christian City Church with a group of people, dedicated people. You've decided to do this special program for boys and young men. How important is this program from your perspective?
Yeah, when we started this program, or at least when I started thinking about this program, it wasn't really about the drugs. And at that point, we didn't really have a drug epidemic. I mean, drugs has always been there, but it wasn't that bad. For me, it was really about helping young Fijians, and not just young Fijians, but young Pacific Islander, hence the name Inspire Pacific, realize their full potential. I didn't realize that as a young Fijian, I could actually go to Berkeley and be, in the leading music school, contemporary music school in the world. At that point, I was the first Fijian there. And thankfully, I've had some friends who've been able to go there after that. At a young age, I was doing business in the Philippines, and just different things I was able to do at a young age. And maybe it was because I was exposed to different environment in America and learning and education. But still, I realized I'm just like any other Fijian that's out there. I grew up here in Fiji. And for me to be able to do that meant that there was a lot of potential in me. In the environment that I grew up in with my parents and the support, even though I was on drugs, even though I was caught up in that lifestyle, somehow I find my way out of it and actually was able to step into my purpose and what I believe God created me to be and help in society. And so with that, I believe that, all young Fijians have that potential. And we could just dare to dream what that could look like if every young Fijian could begin to realize their potential. And so that was really the inspiration behind birthing Inspire Pacific. And then focusing in on boys, because we realized that a lot of problems were coming from boys. Boys in the juvenile center, boys on the street, they're always on the news. And so, okay, if it's true that we have potential, let's help these boys who are far from discovering their potential be able to do that. And so Inspire Pacific was birthed from that, and then trying to create the environment in which young people, and especially in Tagane Mai, young men, young boys, can discover their potential. And that's been the journey of discovering what is the environment, the learning environment, the nurturing environment that is needed for young boys, and not just young boys, young Fijian boys, to realize and grow and develop and unlock their full potential.